Hello, Eric.
Howdy, partner.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
fuck. Did you sense that there was a fight? Oh my god.
Well, I'm ready for some D&D.
Well, hold on. The most important part, everyone's favorite part. We gotta have character trivia.
Ooh. Do you record character trivia?
I usually cut it from the end, but I just kind of started recording like a minute or so ago.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy, you know there's 13 fish now.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that gets left on the editing room floor is staggering.
I'm unsurprised.
And yet, not as much as I'd like.
I've got my fun fact ready.
Then let's start with Carson.
So we're not gonna have like a legit order to this? It's just gonna be whoever comes up with it first?
Yeah,
seems like it.
Okay, well, Byron's fun fact is, and I don't know how I didn't think about this sooner, but he is a neat freak. He makes sure everything is very tidy and clean and extremely organized. Whenever you see him work on anything, he is like the ideal manufacturing worker because he only takes out what he needs, only works with that, cleans it up perfectly, puts it away. If he needs something else, he'll clean everything up, put it away, pick up the new thing, make sure everything's organized, and it's just very clean, neat, and tidy with his shit. And it's very clear that was drilled into him by his dad.
So he's OCD?
Not quite.
Wait, so it's
Not
like...
like
a little bit.
not like obsessive compulsive, actually, just like
Like it
clean
is just, he does it automatically.
End of this adventure, Byron like moves in, has his own personal office, and he's got, but while he's, and you guys get to his desk, and you see it's a bare bones standing desk, but it's got that weird like office thing where it's like the position for the stapler is fixed so you can't move it, so it's the most high efficient like placement for everything. Byron just optimizes random things.
I like to think that Kezia messes with it. Just a little
Oh,
bit.
with his shit? Oh, almost certainly.
Like Kezia and Bailey, and they might end up pulling like Zeka in occasionally on like those out of off screen, like, okay, we're gonna mess with Ken now. Flip these two things without him noticing.
Fuck. You guys found out about his love of romance novels. You're fucking with his shit. You found his secret compartment full of cutesy romances.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
Because isn't this like all things that like eventually like our characters learn about each other, right? Like that's kind of how we've been like treating this. At least that's how I've been treating it. So
That's
how I
I've
like
been
to think of
assuming it, as somehow you guys figured it out, or yeah.
Cool. That's what I think has been the interaction.
Alrighty. Does anyone else have one immediately ready to go?
I thought of one while Carson was talking.
Mary.
So Ode's fun fact is that I guess like her backstory is that she worked for the monastery as a tailor for a couple years and then was like kind of recruited to actually become a monk. So when she started monk training, it was some like actual studying first. And so on her first day of classes, she was there with one other student, and she came prepared with some notebooks to write in, but the other student didn't. And so like hurriedly was writing on the back of like their napkin that they had grabbed from lunch. And so Ode, even though she was prepared, was like, oh, I guess that's how we take notes. And then like went and found a napkin to take notes on, and that's why she's always carrying random bits of napkins and papers, just because she likes carrying papers, but was shown that napkins are equal substitutes to papers.
All right, I like that a lot. Eric or Adam?
Huh? I could do something. Let's see. I think that it at some point while we were traveling through the plains of our world, probably like on our way to Hollis or something like that, we passed by some farmers' fields or something like that, and Artuk for the very first time was blown away and shocked briefly when he saw a farmer call for his dog by putting the 3 fingers in the mouth and like whistling really loud. And Artok had absolutely never seen that before, and since then has been obsessed with trying to figure out how to do it, but has completely failed every time. So you just watch him, like, on occasion will just put 3 fingers in his mouth and blow hard and try to figure it out. Just can't get it. He just
I feel like the Kens and the Moraks of the group respond when anyone responds, and I'm like, oh, I can't whistle, and they're like, oh, it's easy, you just do this, and I'm like, well, I can't physically do that. So.
I can't move my lips in this manner.
Artok doesn't have that excuse. He has 3 easy fingers that ought to work. He just hasn't figured it out.
I really like the idea that it's like the Kens and Moraks do that, and then Sunny just looks around and is like, oh.
Exactly.
I like that integrating our travel into what you might have noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to think of things you'd see and like find out about them along the way.
Yeah, I'm guessing for Morax, I'm guessing Ken would probably know now. But I don't know if Ode would have shared. She probably would have shared with the group because she doesn't know what secrets are, unless she's explicitly told. But whenever Morak pulls out a orcish ration to eat, it has a cute little note on it written from his mommy, saying like, "Have a good day adventuring."
Okay. First, 2 weeks. Because you definitely don't have, 4 months worth of rest.
He recycles the notes.
Mary.
No, he recycles.
No.
They're little tiny morsels of something.
No. We found out about it, and we found the writing, and now we are forging our notes on all of the rations when we give it to him. So he thinks there's just a shit ton, but we're actually...
I love this so much. Morak's still getting notes from his mom, and he's like, wow, she's still looking out for me.
And it's Ode and maybe Kezia working together to, sneak them into his pack.
This is my favorite thing.
Because he's not going to bring it up to anybody because he doesn't want people to know his mommy wrote notes. He's got an image to uphold.
And what is Kezia's?
Not I don't know. It's not like a cute fun fact. Just whenever Kezia specifically gets nightmares while everyone's traveling, she'll find whoever is on watch and sit next to them to the point where she's touching them, or she'll go and sit with the person who's furthest away from the campfire and just have the back of everyone. It's not consistent, and it's not like a cute little happy fun fact, but if she's awake because of that, she needs human contact. And she'll ignore Bailey. Well, not ignore Bailey, but human contact is equally as important as Bailey.
After last session, Bailey was pissed at you and decided not to support you for a few days. Remind you who's in charge. You.
That's a good fun fact.
I like that one.
Good travel facts. Ooh, travel facts.
No, they're the same things, Mary. They're the same things. Can't do a fun fact and a travel fact.
Just gonna write
No,
these
I
down.
think we should name this segment travel fact. Travel observances. Oh, that's worse. Okay.
I like fun facts. I think it's cute. Fun facts with Ode.
It's like a Reading Rainbow-esque little short. Fun facts with Ode. Opening the book of napkins. Well, you see.
And they all fall out, and she's like, oh, come back later. Fun fact with Ode.
Just looking at different colored napkins, and they're just written on there. Observances by Ode.
It's like a 2-page thing going down and just fun facts with Ode, travel facts with Ode, circled, fun observances with Ode, travel observances, just going down the line of just rolling through different names.
Yeah, one's just OOs, and it's question mark next to it, and then a little heart next to it.
And it's but she's still a cat, so whenever she just gets bored, she walks away. And it might just be in the middle of a sentence.
Oh yeah, I think that we should. So picking up from where last session ended, you all have headed up to and approached the Tortle man, his half-elven companion, and his massive silverback Machamp-esque gorilla. And
right.
excuse me. So your name's Zeka. I'm Byron Black. How about the rest of y'all? Me?
Wait, I thought it ended with the gorilla showing up out of nowhere.
No, the gorilla showed up and then it was like, oh, what's your name? And then Zeka responded.
Oh.
So your name's Zeka? Byron Black. Name's old Tobin. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Tobin. These are my friends, and please feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Artuk. Hi.
Ode, Artuk. Alrighty.
Okay.
Sorry.
We got K over there, gesturing to Kezia.
Morak Tuskbane.
Morak. Alright, and looks over at Sunny.
I am Sunny. 4, 6, 8, no, 4.
And
That's our friend Johnny.
no,
Johnny
he was
Brassner.
pretty clear that was Sunny. Alrighty,
I am
so we
Sunny.
got Sunny, Morak, Ode. Alrighty. Well, welcome to our humble camp. My name, like I said, Old Tobin. This here, excuse me, this voice is somewhat grating. This here, my compatriot, her name is Lydia. Oi there, how you doing, lads? And this magnificent beast, gesturing at the gorilla, that there is Matcha. What do we owe the pleasure of y'all entering our camp?
Well, we were traveling through, and we noticed you all over here, and we decided that, it's been a while since we've met some fellow living beings that aren't immediately trying to kill us, and we figured we'd talk with you guys. It's nice to see some new faces.
I suppose I can't object to that.
We were also trying to make sure that you weren't one of those things immediately trying to kill us.
Well, that as well.
Look, he looks over at Matcha the gorilla. I suppose
yes,
that would have
exactly like that thing.
that would have been a very fair read of the situation. But don't you worry, Matcha here is fully trained, and she won't rip your head off unless I tell her to.
Hey,
If you don't mind me asking, what is Matcha, and where are they from?
Well, that sounds like a bit of a silly question. It's looking like if you folks got this far deep into the waste, you must have seen a couple of funky creatures. No, I rescued Matcha from a group of unsavory individuals probably 6-7 years back or so, and to us been inseparable ever since. But here in the waste, as it were, whoever those folks were, I have a few suspicions, but they were mighty interested in getting a handful of Matcha and her little pack, as it were.
Interesting. So you've been here in these wastes for 6-7 years?
Closer to 11, but I travel in and out.
Oh my God, that's rather impressive.
It ain't so difficult once you know the way, once you know some of the tricks and turns of the area. But I'm a hunter by nature. I tend to go out and see if I can find some interesting creatures to acquire, and head back out from the waste as best I can. Usually head up towards Leon to trade. Sometimes get up north towards Levantine, but ain't too often with that one.
so you're saying that you've been here for about over a decade. Do you, by chance, have a map of the area? We're kind of...
Taps
we
his
really
head.
had one of those before we came out here.
He taps his forehead. I got a perfect map right here. In actuality, while I do know the area, well, how long have you folks been here?
Anywhere from 2 days to 8 weeks.
Got it. You've been in here for for a little over 2 weeks. Gotcha. Anyway.
Yes.
So, the nature of this area, well, you can keep a kind of wider area Rivers dry up, they reform. Hills, as I'm sure you've noticed, sometimes walk up and just decide to take their location somewhere else. Having a map, you realize pretty quickly a lot of the features of the terrain come outdated pretty fast. So I tend to just keep it in my head, know the general pathways.
We were trying to find a structure of some sort. There's some unsavory people collecting items somewhere out here, and we wanted to figure out where it was. Do you know of any constants and the whereabouts of a river that doesn't dry up, or a road of some sort, so any trading routes that might be out here?
Not a whole lot in the way.
Couldn't you just ask him if do you know of people who've been mining this probably ruins out here? We know it's kind of in the general area of Columbus.
Yes,
For
the wider
instance,
Columbus area.
They would have this, and he'll show the weave scarred symbol with minor illusion. They have this symbol, or those are the bad people. Or he'll show an image of Doro and then an image of Ernolus and be like, or either of these two.
Roll persuasion, and then one person roll insight.
Let's see, persuasion, that's a minimum of 20. So 24.
Why is this so rolled up? Okay. And then
Fuck.
Artuk, it's...
know what? Take my inspiration, Artuk.
Alright, I will take your inspiration. Reroll that.
Huh?
12.
Well, that is better.
I have a very normal human amount of insight.
Yeah, it's... You're just watching... You're watching them both.
Sure.
Nothing immediately procs on your radar.
Okay.
You're talking about those weave-scarred folk.
Yes, unfortunately. We know that they're up to some, as Morik was saying, unsavory things out here, and we're wanting to make sure that those end to the best of our ability.
Why don't we all just take a moment down to sit by the fire? I have a feeling this conversation is going to go on, and my legs, they're a bit older. I prefer to sit when I can. If you all are interested, I can probably whip us up a mighty tasty meal.
Sure, and if you'd like, our friend here, and he'll pat Zach on the back, is very good at making great starchy.
It's bread. It's
bread? Are you talking about bread?
I was trying to sell it, and all I could think of was your celiac disease. Morak has been giving you the shits.
Oh, thank you, but you didn't have to tell him about the whole thing. It's fine. I'm going to sit by the fire. Okay, Byron. I'll make some bread in Sunny's fusion reactor now. Do you guys want focaccia or a different type of bread that I sometimes mention, but it's mainly just focaccia.
Sourdough.
I also make sourdough sometimes. I forgot about that.
What about ciabatta? I'd love ciabatta.
No.
Moving on.
All right.
Fun playing Zeka.
Right. Well, I could actually use some bread for this particular dish, so why don't you come on over this way?
Okay.
As you guys kind of just move into the...
And supervise the cooking. That was funny.
Yes, I will stand here and be quiet and just learn.
I will fade into the background. Whee! Yeah, as you guys move in and move around camp, you notice the gorilla is keeping eyes on all of you. It is you get a guess that standing on its hind legs, probably 9.5 feet tall, so pretty fucking massive, and just kind of doing basically sitting at the edge of camp every now and again, moving and just keeping eyes on. And the half-elven woman also is kind of just keeping eyes on with all of you.
Morak is going to lean over to Artok and just say, I know some animals, but are those typically the ape over there, or ape-type creature, do they typically have 4 arms and 4 pectoral muscles?
I have never seen anything remotely like that, but to be completely fair, I've never seen anything remotely like 90% of what we've encountered in the time we've been together. So this could be immensely normal or superbly abnormal, and I would have zero insight either way.
Like, I've seen chimps before, but they're about the size of Kezia over there.
Yeah, I mean, I even know about gorillas. I've turned into them, but they're big like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I don't think they typically have 4 arms.
No, I've never seen or been a 4-armed gorilla. I have seen and been 2-armed gorillas.
Do you think you could now become a 4-armed gorilla?
I could certainly try.
That would be very cool.
Maybe I'll try at some point. That's interesting.
I don't know how your powers work. I don't know if you have to like get up close and personal with the animal, but I bet if you asked it for a hug or something.
It also has to like not have any sort of like, you know, particularly like demonic or otherworldly nature, or like it just has to be like an animal. Like that thing might, you know, I've seen and heard stories of 4-armed creatures that are all spooky, scary from lots of stories, and none of them are just, you know, like, oh yeah, there's a herd of those out back, and 2 of them were having sex in the backyard, and we had to go shoo them away, or anything like that.
That's oddly specific.
Look, gorillas are strange.
They were having sex in your backyard, though?
This was theoretical. I didn't have a backyard. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, these are gorillas. This isn't a gorilla. That's not what I'm bad at words right now. Give me a break.
It's fine.
And
It's fine.
dinner
You need some
is
food. It's been a long
served.
day.
Yeah.
Let's all do a star wipe to when we're done with making food.
Yeah, you see the any of you
And talk out what's our kind host's name? Tobin's when he said, "Oh yeah, I know that we've scarred." That's the long story. Aren't we gonna get into that?
Yeah, after dinner or during dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after probably half hour or so pass, with Zeka's assistance, it goes pretty smoothly. But what you see is not a meal that I think, you know what? Ode, roll a d20.
Wait, so are we, just to get it in my theater of the mind, are we talking during this time? Or is he just, like, quietly cooking as he said, oh, the weave scarred? That's a long story.
He's quietly cooking. There is the half-elf who is kind of just... I'll say they've gone back.
I'm saying we would probably try to talk to him unless he specifically said...
Yeah, unless he specifically said, no talking while cookie time.
All right, no, we'll just go with that as he's cooking.
Okay.
Well, like I said, there are some unsavory folks that come out this way. Most notably and most commonly, there's a lot of those folks, the weave scarred, you called them. Every now and again, some of them just head out in the waste, try to nab a couple of the animals. There's plenty of weird creatures here before, everything that happened to make this place particularly funky. And there's a lot more now. Jester's over to the gorilla. There's and they've been, best I can tell, they like to use them to, this is pure guessing on my part, they like to test on them. You know, I don't work with them anymore, don't particularly care for them once I found a little more out about them. But they
Did you used to work for them as well?
Work for isn't the right word. Every now and again, some folks from them wanted to take a bit of a trip deeper in or around these here wastes, and I'm, not to toot my own horn, I'm one of the better guides. There was about 4 or 5 years ago, one of their higher-ups, I don't remember who, some woman, she wanted to head deeper into what used to be that imperial capital. I guided her in, but she gave me the willies. So ever since then, I've
Kind
done
of
my best.
snaky, reptilian, cold.
I think that's a bit of a rude way to describe her, but shockingly apt.
Yep, no. I've run into her myself. Yep. Please continue.
Anyway, those pretty much the last straw was finding Macho over here. They that woman in particular was very insistent about trying to get her hands on him, and I disagreed, to put it mildly. Since then, I've just done my best to avoid them and see to it that they don't get what they like. Not anything crazy, just trying to mind my business.
Well, not to derail us too much, but you referenced matcha quite a lot, and I just you said it was kind of silly to ask what matcha was earlier, but we have some you noticed like we have some compatriots in our group that look like animals, and I don't know if Bailey or Milos are around, but Ode would kind of gesture to them, who maybe don't talk, but kind of have a mind of their own and wouldn't be treated like pets. But then you said Matcha was well trained. Would you be able to kind of describe maybe what's going on with Matcha?
Well, Matcha's an animal, and like I'm not gonna. I suppose I do see your point regarding yourself and myself and other members of your particular group, but to be frank, if Matcha chooses to leave, then that is Matcha's business. I just do not believe that Matcha will. We have something of a bond. Like I mentioned before, I took her in. I kind of rescued her and helped heal her after some poachers tried to get her. But if
yes,
she were to so
I,
choose,
I wasn't trying to imply that Matcha couldn't leave. I just didn't know if we should be making sure that Matcha had a seat at a table, and we asked Matcha how they were or how she was feeling today. Like,
Matcha doesn't speak unless there's a means that she is keeping private from me. If all of you have a method of that, but I mean, she will be dining with us if that is if that's your particular prerogative.
Being rude to Matcha, as she is such a big part of this story.
Honestly, thank you. Not a lot of people just look at her and see a big dumb ape. Me, I see an ape that has gone through an awful lot and, frankly, deserves probably an easier life than we lead.
Right. Well, just not to derail us too much, I believe Byron was kind of asking more about the Weave Scarred specifically, and Ode will look back to Byron.
Yes. Well, I think it's probably for the best that you did cut ties with them. To say that they were probably experimenting on them is a damn near certainty. And suffice it to say, we've been trying to prevent them from getting any more, let's say, powerful and doing more malignant things in this world. And we know that they found something that could be horrific for not only the people around here, but possibly the people of the world. And we know it's somewhere in these wastes. We're trying to find it before they do.
Well, I do know that... Sorry, hold on. I was trying to interrupt myself, but I had to switch to a new voice.
You didn't have to say that.
I know, but I also started coughing. It would have just been he suddenly trailed off and then someone interjected. Oh my god, now I can't find the voice. God damn it. So what are they looking for? The half-elf pipes up. What are they looking for, these Weave-Scarred folk?
Things that are...
Sorry, Zeka, we don't need... Quiet down the cleaning a little bit. Thank you.
As you were saying, Laura?
No, they're looking for devices, and possibly weapons or creatures of some sort. Not really MacLeod of design.
Basically, some real bad shit that
Yeah, they're not.
none
it's
of us
not
can
great.
truly explain.
I don't know if you've seen any. Well, you've probably seen weird tentacle monsters out here at some point.
I mean, not really. Monsters here. Have you've seen the hill crabs, right? I think that's closest to what you've been dealing with. At least
We haven't really dealt with them. We dealt with some lizards and a plant. We saw a hill crab. We didn't have to fight one. Did they get to the kind of just? Did they ever get small?
I mean, when they're born.
Well, I meant like. Sorry, common is the second language. Yeah. Do you ever have to fight them, or are they typically just like?
Oh
giant
no,
things?
I'm not about to. he gestures to his glaive on his back. I mean, that thing's the size of a hill. I'm a capable hunter, but some things are better handled by bigger things.
Are there bigger things than the hill crabs?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, you've only right. Sorry, you folks have only been here for 2 weeks. There's not a whole lot bigger than them. Don't get too frightened. But ooh, there's there's canyon makers. They're real nasty buggers. They are.
The fuck?
Hopefully we won't be dealing with them, but there's a handful of other bigger things. There's always bigger fish, as it were.
Are we talking like?
Yes.
I don't know. They might be escaping. I don't know.
But what was that? What?
Nothing. It's like I said. It's weird. It's very hard to explain. None of us truly understand it.
Alright.
We just know that it's bad.
Could you describe a little bit what you're talking about? Because I could at the very least confirm what like a canyon maker's. It's real. It's mighty fucking big. It's
No,
real.
these things are the size of you and I.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. These are
Lots
these
of,
are
like,
not that.
tentacles on its face, and it will try to fuck your mind.
I don't know nothing about that.
And that's probably for the best.
Alrighty. Where did you say that one was? Out of curiosity.
We really don't know. We don't know if it's native to here, but we know it came out of these lands.
Out of those ruins that we're looking for specifically.
Yes.
Well, interesting. He just kind of trails off for just a few more minutes, and after a couple minutes more, he actually brings out, and you see it's on actual fucking plates. You see he has like a full set of dishes and silverware for everyone in the party. And you see what looks to be Ode, with an 18, you've had fried cockatrice before. It's not common by any means. It's a moderately dangerous monster, but you've had it once, and it was mighty good.
Wait, what did you say it was?
Cockatrice. The big chicken monster. Y'all got some fucking fried chicken up in here. What kind of... Now, this one's a bit of a weirder dish, and don't know if many of you have had it. Cockatrice is, well, there's plenty out here, but rest of the world, not nearly as common. So, what kind of heat level you guys interested in?
Byron will wait for the half-elven lady to say before he gives his answer.
I'll take it hot.
Yes, the most mild you can make it.
Alright, we got bitch baby.
No, I could have said cold.
I'd like the least mild you can make it.
Alright, we got crazy fucker.
And I'll do the same as I'm sorry, I missed your name before. What was it?
Lydia. My name's Lydia.
Lydia. Wonderful. Yes, I'll take the same as Lydia.
Alrighty. So we got one bitch baby, one crazy fucker, two hots.
I'm gonna say I love this naming convention.
He begins to go around and just serve all of it, and it's effectively just Nashville fried chicken, and it's really fucking good. Artuk, make a con save.
Yep, I'm excited for this. My fact today, my fun fact, was almost surprisingly, and would have been very relevant if I had gone with this one, that Artuk really, really fucking loves the taste of spicy food, but totally can't handle the effects of spicy food.
Ooh, perfect.
So let's see if the dice commiserate that. 17. Okay, that's significantly better than he normally does.
And let's see what the dice decide. Artuk.
7 points of indigestion.
That's just Adam.
Yeah.
Artuk. Artuk, this might be... In fact, this probably is the single most delicious meal you've ever had. Just full stop. It is hot, it is spicy, but it is juicy, it is delicious. It is... It burns just right without being too much.
I think if you got a 20, we would all had to leave the room.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Everyone else can make their own opinion on on their fried cockatrice. But
see Morak has to pick off all the breading.
Oh no.
Really jazzed about the whole plate situation, but he has to pick off the breading.
Oh.
He's like trying to hide it, like moving the food around, so it doesn't look like he's just not eating it. He just doesn't want to have to explain celiac to this turtle.
I like that a lot.
Kezzy's just gonna take bits and pieces from it, or Bailey's just gonna take little bits and pieces from it that are just discarded and just eat it.
Okay,
Well,
do you ignore the plate he prepared for you, though?
It, feeds Bailey all of the breading.
Now then.
Byron is fucking dying from the heat, and while he's doing his best to hide it, anyone with any amount of wisdom can tell that he's dying, and the next morning is going to be the most painful experience in his life.
He's
fucking dying.
That thing of he's trying to hold it in, but his whole face is red and he's tearing up.
And he's actively sweating.
It's fine. It's like
it's so good, just a good amount of...
No, Paul, I do apologize. Normally, we would have a few other things to go with it, but frankly, I don't know where I'm going to find macaroni out here. And unfortunately, all I could find were cucumbers, which were simply too big to pickle. So...
you know what? I'll take a cucumber. Fuck.
I mean... Alright. he gives you a pickle the size of a full cucumber.
You see Zeka come out, and he just has Wonder Bread. And it's so strange. You're like, what is this weird cake thing?
Now, you all said that, you were all saying, spot of ruins nearby somewhere, right?
That's what we're looking for. Oh, shit.
Alright, I'm gonna... hold on just a second. He goes to his tent. You hear like a glug, 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 glug. And he returns with a glass of what looks like milk. This might help, I suppose. I'm
doing fine. I can
roll
take
deception.
That's a minimum of 20.
Alright, you know what? We'll see.
That's a 24. I can take the heat,
Son of a bitch, if he were any good at it, he might have won.
But, I can't refuse your hospitality, so I'll still take it.
Alrighty. And he puts it on just a tree stump nearby.
Fucking obliterates that.
Morak looks so confused at you just drank this Tortle's weird, stinky mountain milk, where he doesn't see any, like, livestock that would have created milk.
Yeah, it's a shame about the goat that we were carrying one with us, but it just did not make it through the last couple days.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, at least the milk that it produced was very tasty and, cooled my mouth right down. Not that it was hot or anything.
That was like 3 days old. I'm impressed it kept.
Oh, it was chunky, but it cooled my mouth down, so it was worth it.
Alrighty. Right, so
But anyway,
you guys are after a bunch of Weavesguard, and you think they're like sons of bitches, right?
Something like that. Why do you ask, Lydia?
I'm got something of a history with them, and it seems like the two of us could, well, not the two of us, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 8 or so of us could have a bit of a mutual interest.
What do you have in mind?
Well, about a day's way north of here. We've been kind of hesitates for a second. Yeah, no, you're fine. The reason we're out here is I hired Tobin here to help me track down a handful of those fellas. They have a particular item of a friend of mine's, and I'm real interested in getting it back. We've been after them the last 4 weeks or so, and we've been just kind of hounding them and trying to drive them deeper in so we could finally grab the shit. If they're Weavesguard, well, they are Weavesguard, but if you fellas are interested in some kind of ruins nearby, they might have a bit of a lead. I'm certainly willing to help fuck up whatever they're after.
And you definitely seem like a good sort of person to work with.
Thank you. Yeah, just floating that idea out there. No need to commit to anything tonight, but we might have a bit of
David?
a mutual. Yeah?
David,
Do you have Mary
Mary.
muted?
Fucking Christ, do I? God damn
Yeah.
it. I did. Fuck. Sorry, Mary.
No, it's okay. I was cooking earlier. I was gonna have Ode say as Byron finished talking. Well, it does seem that we have mutual interests, but I think the reason that Byron was perhaps a little cagey earlier is because we've run into some people where if we ever express our true opinion about what's going on in a particular area, it turns out that we're not actually aligned. But she kind of shrugs at Byron. She's like, I think in this case, it's probably good that, if anything, if we're going to be working together, we kind of get on the same page of how we actually feel about Weavesguard and what the item is that you're looking for and what it is that we're doing, just so it turns out that you're not looking for, I don't know, something that is completely evil and you want to destroy the world with, and we're helping you. And Ode kind of shrugs.
They killed my friend, and I want to get his wand back because I don't want evil sons of bitches to hold on to that thing that I made for him as a fucking trophy.
That's great. Well, not great. It's terrible for you, but we're completely on the same page then. So
Cannot stress enough. I want fuckers dead. All right? I don't care whatever you guys are after. This is first time hearing of it. If they want it, I want it broken.
That's so incredibly on the same page as us. I'm actually surprised. So great to hear.
I feel like this is the beginning of what could be a beautiful friendship.
Do you by chance know, like, you don't mind me prying, when did they kill your friend?
They took him into the city about a month and a half, 2 months ago at this point.
Was Lydia there when Byron showed the picture of Ernest and Joro?
She was. She didn't respond to either of them.
Okay.
I just don't know. They might like Morak gestures to the whole group. I just want to not say I would love your help and I agree with your cause, but the wand might be still in the city. I don't know why they would
I
take
know
it.
for a fact they have it. We've been following them. I've seen the fuckers use it. Well, not use it, but play around with it as we've been harassing them. I know they have it.
Oh.
They've been using it as a fucking trophy. It's not anything special. They're just egotistical, sadistic pricks.
Hell yeah, they are.
I absolutely agree.
Yes, take it.
I think this will be a great friendship.
Excellent. I'm going to work on the assumption we are going to work together. So you said you wanted to break their stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Broadly.
yes, it doesn't
I think
really
our
matter.
primary goal was finding them, specifically at the ruins. We were actually just in Harry Magi, and we
did
definitely
just break a lot
with
of
them
this.
there.
Wait, who did you
Yeah.
break
We kind
out?
of
Wait, who did
partially
you break
destroyed
out?
their citadel. What was that?
Who did you break out?
The older man that I showed, a person that really loved fire. If I remember right, a lady that was really pale.
The fire
And
one
one
was
per-
an accident because that person did turn out to be probably not altogether, but
There was also a very melodramatic elf.
Yes, if I remember right, they didn't actually want to get out.
Yeah, they didn't really give a shit about living, so I didn't let them.
Out.
And a little girl that we helped escape.
Damn it. Well, then he's probably thrown in some pit. Oh, Fonzie Cool Jazz. Maybe I'll find you one day.
Oh, it was Fonzie.
You know him?
Well,
We heard of his infamy, and Morak nudges Byron.
we did, and we saw the cell, and we heard many good things from the other prisoners there. And he'll put his hand on her knee and say, "I'm so sorry for your loss."
She just puts her hands down and is just like, I thought that would be the case. It still hurts to hear.
Well, there's one way that we can help get revenge for him. I'm sure he'd enjoy that.
Thank you. If you'll excuse me for just a minute. And she kind of returns to her tent. Well, that seemed a bit heavy.
A little bit, yes.
Well, seeing as I'm currently working under Miss Lydia over there, she kind of calls the shots. So if you folks are working with her, then it seems we're gonna have a bit more time spent together. And by that same token, it might behoove you all to understand the wastes just a little bit better. So,
I could not agree more thoroughly.
Yes.
Same.
so
Morak pulls out his notebook, gets to a new page, licks his feather, and is ready to start taking notes.
Not the tip of the quill, mind you, the actual feather.
Oh, yeah.
tasty.
It's an orcish tradition. It's like a good luck thing for orcs.
Of course, orcs would have good luck things around note taking.
Well, to begin, chaoticness of this land, as it doesn't function, it's fucking chaos. There's no better way to tell. There's a bit of a rhyme or reason you can sometimes pick up on if you've been here long enough and start to notice the signs. But what happens on any given night, throughout any given day, it's going to be crazy. You're simply not going to be able to plan around it, so there's no point in doing so. But there's a handful of things. Notably, if you start hearing music, cover your ears if you can. It's not always bad, but it's been bad before. If it starts raining fire, get under a rock. If the rocks start attacking you, don't hide under the rock. These easy so far?
I just have one quick clarification. What sort of things happen if you hear the music?
I don't quite remember. And that in itself is a problem, because I got a mighty good head on me.
He woke
All
up
right.
on the other side of Nova Scotia.
All right, good to know.
Now let me be clear before this. I don't want this to be... This is a dangerous place. There's ways to manage that. With the music, if you're stuck hearing it, you're not fucked immediately. And I've had... When I was just getting here and getting used to things, I listened to it. Honestly, it's nice, and I had some nice dreams. It's just a matter of being careful, sticking to what you know. Anything that can happen, anything that's new and doesn't seem ordinary, try to make sure you're in a position to not have to deal with it. That is the most important lesson you can take out. Second, animals. Assume everything wants to kill you. Without fail.
Frank had already been writing a list, and then he just said 2, and he's like, oh shit. And he just writes 2 on a big page and then flips it.
Now, there's a handful of monsters here. He starts going down just kind of a list of a bunch of monsters. Like these massive frogs with just tusks. These... He actually goes over that weird pebble thing that screamed. Yeah, that one there is called a screecher. It's pretty much harmless in itself. It's a bit of a scavenger. So what it tries to do is it tries to get on you, wait till it smells something bigger, and then just starts screaming its fucking head off to get that thing to kill you so it can get a dinner. It's a tricky bastard, but honestly, you can crush him underneath your heel. It's just a matter of making sure of it. Make sure, every now and again, make sure you do a screecher check. Also, check for ticks. Don't want Lyme disease. Don't want it. It's real bad out here.
You don't want Lyme disease. It's bad.
As Tobin is talking, Ode will kind of scooch over to where Morak is writing notes and peek at his notes to make sure they're appropriate, because she knows she should be writing this down, but won't if Morak seems like he's taking good notes.
Morak takes very good notes.
Perfect.
Anyway, so that's why you should make sure to check for ticks. Now, this is the big one. This one, if you remember nothing else, remember this. Be as quiet as you can. Talking like this is fine. If anyone shouts, you get the hell out of there, or you make a noise and then somewhere else and then get out of there. Those canyon makers I was talking about. They will come all over just to figure out what the hell that noise was. And you do not want to tangle with them. They are bigger than you. They are stronger than you.
That's for shouting?
Basically, if you get a big bang somewhere, if something that would cause a whole lot of ruckus that you could hear out a bit of a ways.
Ode pointedly looks at Zeka's metal armor, and her mouth thins, but she doesn't say anything.
Now, walking normally, having conversation, you should try to keep it towards a whisper, because here's the other trick to it. If they don't need to necessarily hear you, but if something else hears you, tries to make a meal out of you, you're almost certainly going to make enough noise to pull them in. So
what level of noise are you talking to get them pulled in? Are we talking like a human scream?
Little more than
or louder.
That. Just a hair more than that.
Like a big scream.
So just loud enough that my minor illusion won't be able to pull them away.
Think of it if you hear a commotion going down, say he gestures over to more, using that fancy sword of yours, and you hit someone on their armor. It's going to make a mighty big metal clang. They might not necessarily be in the area. They might not necessarily hear it. Something for damn sure is going to hear it, is going to come this way, and you're going to have to deal with that. Basically, the more noise you make, more likely it is that eventually one of them's going to hear you. And they are all over the place.
Chimes in, and he's just like, well, thank God when I fell earlier, I fell into a weird gravitational upward pull.
You had to deal with one of those weird gravity fissures.
Yes.
Thank God when I was violently vomiting last night, I
Did
did
it
it
quietly,
right, guys?
so quiet with it, it's like we forgot you were vomiting. And Morak looks towards the other group like,
You were vomiting last night? You know, it was so quiet I didn't even notice.
Well,
Yeah.
it seems like that was a mighty good coincidence, you fuckheads.
No, I was saying like she probably wasn't vomiting loud enough to.
In any case,
she's trained in the way of shadow vomit.
actually, that's a capstone ability for her.
Yeah, I have
It's the
proficiency in
ultimate-
stealth. I was stealth vomiting.
It's the most powerful move in the Shadow Monk's arsenal. They just show up places and they're just like, bleh. There's vomit everywhere now, and then they run away.
Here, David, that was my retroactive stealth check for vomiting.
Oh, unfortunately, you guys are killed. No, of course you're fine.
You have double proficiency with it, Mary.
Yeah, you're proficient in stealth vomit. Anyway, now the real annoying thing about them, they travel underground. They make these big ass tunnels that after a little while collapse in on themselves, but it's real hard to keep a bead on them. So, hence why just stick to being quiet with them. Alrighty. Now then, let me see. We still gotta go deal with those fuckers that Lydia hired me to help her with initially. But let me see if I can't. And he actually does. He kind of just begins to go into his tent and just start basically sketching on a piece of paper. We're here. That's that way. And kind of just like trying to visualize like where he thinks they might be. The wider ruins, that is.
So wait, do we follow him into his tent, or we just?
After a second, he comes out, and he's kind of just trying to put together a bit of a plan for like, after dealing with the guys tomorrow, next steps forward.
Cool. So Tobin, we're finding some people tomorrow. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure thing. Yeah, that one I would not be particularly worried about. It's started out as about 5 of them. It's down to 3 at this point. We've been harassing them all over this place, just kind of trying to run them into a dead end, and pretty confident that they did. And he kind of just goes actually towards the edge of the crater. You see out that way, it's going to be a bit tricky unless you could see in the dark, but either way, at the edge of there's a cave entrance down there. Managed to force them in that way just the other night. I'm pretty confident they're in there, and frankly, if they ran in there, odds are they aren't coming out even with or without our assistance. But Lydia's mighty set on finding that wand.
Yeah, well, it seems like we're a pretty right group to be able to help out with that too. And Ode kind of looks around for reassurance for that, like that makes sense to everyone.
Yeah, I figured.
You could say we have a lot of experience killing and doing things to the Waves Guard.
Well, that's gonna be mighty appreciated. And Byron, you feel behind you, this kind of like blast of like hot air, and as you turn around, you see Matcha the gorilla kind of hovering over you, looking and sizing you up.
Oh, hi there, Matcha. Do you want something to
And
eat?
and the 2 of the lower arms pull you into like a gentle hug. Yeah, Matcha ain't a particular fan of those things either. Those folks either. Byron, it's very... Yeah, Byron, it's a... rather hard.
His eyes tear up, but he does not cry, and he readily reciprocates the hug.
Your arms aren't big enough.
He tries, though.
he fucking tries. then. I think that'll be enough of a lesson on the waste, and if y'all have any questions, just let me know. But, so you folks are coming here, you're after the Weave's Guard, after something they're interested in. You know it's in ruins. You have any kind of idea what it is? Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it the place itself? Like, any kind of info that could help me narrow this down.
Wait, so you're asking if we know what it is that the Weave's Guard are interested in?
Yes. I've been around this place a while, so if you could give me anything to kind of narrow this down, I could probably get us a bit of a head start on moving that way.
Did we ever get a description of it from Joro or Ernest?
No, you didn't.
Our understanding is that they were in like the ruins themselves, like what's the word? Like getting artifacts, like whatever the word is for that.
Yes,
yeah,
they were in them, and then yeah.
So Ode wouldn't say that. She would kind of look to the other group because I think she's learned by now that she's not really sure if that's a secret or not. And Mora gets all mad at her when she tells secret.
At this time, we're not entirely sure. We just know that the Weave's Guard attacked there and have been showing a lot of interest. So.
Alrighty.
We know it's kind of probably an unusual spot, like ruins or maybe like a laboratory, or Morak has this theory that it might be at some Imperial base, and Ode kind of looks to Morak.
Yes, you see Morak kind of drawing on a page. And like when they were asking like what they were after, he kind of like got quiet for a second, and he like just flips around a picture, and it's a crude drawing, but it's relatively close to the shape. It's like, the last we heard, they found these devices that were holding strange creatures, and needless to say, they were able to destroy a small encampment of highly skilled warriors pretty quickly. And convince them to turn on each other. That's what we're going after.
The whole mindfuckery business.
Don't recall any forts being in the wider Columbus area. Well, at least none particularly standing. But I'll give a think to that.
Yes, anything, like if you know of any towns or anything, and like we know that 30 years ago this is a bustling area. It's just being from the other side of the continent, I would have never imagined it would turn to this.
He's just kind of thinking and trying to pour his head over the region for right now. Okay. Yeah, he's going to spend some time just kind of trying to think over and try to plot a course in his head of where to go. And kind of, he doesn't leave. So if you guys have any other questions or things you want to specifically ask him, he is readily available, but he's going to kind of withdraw from the group to kind of ponder this.
Yeah. Ode's like instinct would be to like ask him like, how long have you been doing this and what brought you here, and just like get his whole life story. But I think once he looks like he's thoughtful, she'll kind of respect that.
I'll say just a little bit of it, just because we kind of hand-waved a bit of conversation. You pick up that he came here with the express purpose of hunting things here. He learned that there was like weird creatures, like these dogs that could sense magic, this elk that could just disappear. Like, he came here as just a career hunter because it had weird, unique, and interesting creatures to hunt.
Acer elk. Would it be Displacer elk or Blink elk?
I've been calling them Glimmer elk in my notes.
Ooh.
That sounds cooler.
But yeah, so what are you guys doing right now? You still have a good amount of time. Like it's definitely, you guys got here in the evening. It's getting late, but like you guys could probably be up for another couple hours before it would be like time to turn in. And you feel pretty confident with Matcha being as imposing a figure as they are, would probably kind of keep guard for a little bit. You might need to set one yourselves later, but for right now you feel confident.
I think as things dial down, Byron will probably think of a light-hearted story to do a nice little performance for, and before he starts it, he'll go over to Lydia's tent and just kind of, I guess, knock on the ground and be like, "Oi, Lydia, I'm sorry to bother you, but I wanted to offer, I was going to tell a nice little story to help ease everyone's, fears and such."
Roll perception.
Roll perception?
Yeah, roll perception for me.
Fuck. Natural 1.
Okay. After a second, she kind of peeks her head out of the tent. Yeah, that sounds nice. Who's going to be doing what? What? I'm sorry. You notice she's got like welding goggles like on her forehead, like pulled up.
Sorry, I got distracted by the goggles. They look really nice. I like them a lot. Either way, I'm going to tell a nice lighthearted story. I figured it'd be nice to bring up people's spirits.
That sounds lovely. Give me just a second. She ducks back into her tent for like another minute or two, and then comes back out. I'll say, well, Zeka isn't here, but wait, Artuk still is.
Yep.
Yeah, Artuk, with your passive perception, you notice just like a little bit of like oil on her hands, like a little bit of oil on her hands, and like it's like a little metallic, like what's the word I'm looking for? Not splinters, but like little bits of metal, like kind of on like the scuff, like the.
It's like from when you're using a file on stuff, and you have little metal chips that like rub on stuff.
Exactly that. Yes, thank you. Should have asked the welder.
I do it for a living.
So it looks like she's been filing metal.
Yep. And she's got little oil spots on her hands.
Gotcha.
Byron, what kind of show do you put on?
He's going to tell a obviously modified version of the story of Luca. Like the Disney film Luca.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
There are so many Lucas in our collective mindset.
No, but you know what? No, fuck it. It'll be Coco. Fuck it. Because that one is lighthearted and it deals with moving on from death, and that feels fitting. And people finding peace.
Long-winded way to tell her to move on from death.
You've known this woman for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, it's also not telling her, it's just being like, look, life can be moving on after death, and people have good lives afterwards.
All right, your performance of Coco Melon.
How I want the reaction of if I met someone who just found out her friend died and I just turned on Coco.
I don't think David can do. Byron, what's your minimum for performance? Is it still the 20 bullshit, or is that a 12?
No, that is a 12.
Well,
he flubs the music and stuff hard.
No. I think you're doing fine you're doing fine on the performance ish. You know, you're not necessarily hitting every note that you're trying to. Around the time you get to Don't Forget Me, the second time it comes up in the performance, Lydia just kind of excuses herself and heads back to her tent.
Guys, this is like the time that I accidentally showed my grandmother up, like not thinking like, oh, she's old. It's gonna hit different.
Bill, that's a good meme of when you're old and you realize the up will hit different.
Man,
Wait,
we're
Mary,
all
did you post the joke? I know this is ADD.
Oh
Did you
no!
post the
Here,
joke?
let me do that while we play D&D.
At some point, I'm gonna walk up to Matcha.
Yeah. Matcha looks around and kind of sizes you up.
I'm gonna look Matcha in the eye, and I'm gonna put my arm down on the table and hold it out, and give her is Matcha a she?
They've been referred to as a she pretty consistently.
Then I'm going to give her I'm going to give her a look, and sort of motion down towards the seat across from me, and wait for her to come grasp my arm there, and I want to wrestle Matcha.
You want to? Okay.
You're gonna arm wrestle my champ.
Morag was gonna do something, and you see him walking away from the camp a bit, and then he sees that this is about to happen, turns back around and gets close.
I motion Matcha down.
Matcha looks you over and then does that gorilla thing of beating the chest with the two lower arms, and then moves over towards the trunk.
I'm going to, just to give myself any fighting chance, go ahead and the spores sort of move around me for a moment, and I just inhale a bunch of them, and it looks like it'd be bad, but I know it's going to be good as I cast Enhance Ability, and I'm going to enhance my strength so that I have advantage on strength checks.
Okay.
So bull strength there.
Okay, so you think this would... So, does everyone think this should just be a straight strength roll?
The way that I've, if you want to do it this way, the way I've done arm wrestles in games I've run before have been you make opposing strength rolls, and if you beat them, they go down one. Either side gets to -3.
No, yeah, that's going to happen. I just straight strength as the base roll
Versus athletics.
Yeah, that is
it
what
should
it
just be straight strength.
Alrighty,
I agree with that.
then yeah, I'm gonna wait. What? Okay.
Morak's going to officiate it. Over the top
In this
stuff.
corner, we've got.
Well, I need to look up. I'm failing at basic math right now, guys. Okay. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Matcha squares down with you.
All right.
Go ahead and roll.
All right, I just give Matcha a look in the eye, smirk at her. That's an 18.
Matcha,
that's a save. Okay, it's the same.
it's the
an
same
18.
thing.
Yep.
Matcha
Go check your DMs.
Matcha immediately comes at you, and you start to realize this is a pretty big fucking gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like Matcha's not playing dirty, but does squeeze on your hand a little bit, which is a little oversized compared to yours. And it's
Sure.
And you, with that kind of moment of that squeeze, you just give a little bit. As first point goes to Matcha.
Gotcha. Okay.
So one
Is Matcha looking cocky?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna meet her in the eye. I'm gonna smile again as my arm begins to grow in size to match hers as fungal spores start to inflate my body into the form of a fungal gorilla.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna grunt at Matcha just a deep like this is a real fucking fight now. Let's go.
Okay. All right, let's go again. Round 2.
No, he just made the mating call of gorillas.
Oh, fuck.
All right. I got Matcha's.
I'm just gonna roll it as athletics because that would be the same bonus that the gorilla would have as opposed to my normal strength.
Gotcha.
That's a 22.
Oh, that cockiness in Matcha's eyes. Oh, immediately. Whether from cockiness or the surprise of you turning into a gorilla to face them, immediately the momentum swings back into you. Where you guys are kind of just
center.
Back at center, yeah.
All right. I smile.
All right, let's do this again.
21.
Natural 20.
Fuck.
As Matcha just looks at you down, and here's the problem. You might be in the body of a gorilla, you're only there visiting. Matcha's lived this life for years. as just you feel just your arm just begin to get pulled straight down, and like it is teetering on the edge. It is two to Matcha right now.
Sure.
Final one?
Yep.
Well, potentially anyway.
Ooh, bad roll, 14.
And fucking yet, you're able to kind of recoup from this and just kind of push back against it. You don't want to lose to a fucking gorilla, as no one would be able to blame you for this, to be clear. But at the same time, you want to prove that you're dominant, that your magic gorilla might be stronger than this gorilla as you win that round.
I feel like aesthetically too, like as I'm getting pushed to the ground more and more there, like Artuk just alone, like in his old, like, you know, before all the Blightwalker stuff, B shape, would totally be losing right now. But as Artuk starts to like sweat and push, you watch portions of what was the ape skin on his arm like fall away as more and more spores bulk the arm like further and further, to the point where it's like starting to look almost like the sort of like sweaty, muscly, like overjacked dudes at a gym. But it's just made entirely of these spores that are just growing on the arm as he's willing it to not go the whole way down.
Jesus. All right, let's go again, baby.
All right, that's a 21.
That's a 19. Bat is again just this, as this kind of presence just begins to overtake the gorilla arm. Matcha seems a little fucking freaked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As it just kind of begins to move back into center rest. By the way, just to make sure this doesn't go on too long.
Yeah.
At 9 rounds, whoever is in the lead wins.
Makes sense.
All right. But yeah, it brings it back to center.
Yep.
Okay.
22.
Dead fucking even. As these two gorilla arms are just holding each other. And Matcha, for just a second, you see like Matcha's like grip tighten around you, and then the other arms just reflexively, as they are now focused entirely on this.
All right, round 7. Ooh, bad roll, 12.
Fucking 9. God damn it.
Ooh.
That was a rough one. As you begin to overtake, in spite of that early momentum, it's just too much. You can't tell whether... You even see, like, as you push over, like, because your arm, like, and the spores just kind of begin to kind of spread onto the tree trunk you're using as kind of the base for this, and it's just, like, slowly teetering back into your favor.
First time I've been ahead.
All right, let's go.
Yep. Really bad roll, 9 for me.
23.
Ah, yeah.
So, yeah. Brings it... Matcha recoups and brings it back over to even, and it comes into the final one.
All right. 1 roll to win. Here goes. 16.
Artuk?
Yep.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, shit! Okay, I think we've been like, back and forth now, and we're like dead even in the center there, and you can tell that Artuk is starting to falter downwards, pushing him down further, and for just a moment you see that smile start to return on Matcha again, before Artuk just gives does not give a loud guttural howl, because
damn it,
very specifically told not to. Oh, that was almost bad.
He starts to, but he saves himself.
Yeah. And you even see him falter further as he like has.
Howl. I mean, what? I feel like he was like overcome in the moment.
Yeah. Would he?
Okay, you could just make a wisdom save if you want to make it up to the dice, or you can try to initiate combat, or however you want to do that. Because like you did catch yourself.
Here is what I will say, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to leave it up to the dice, I will say make a wisdom save. I have a particular DC in mind, and I'm taking into account that you kind of caught yourself if you decide you want to do it.
Sure, I think that's a fair way to do it, because Artuk definitely is like very much in this moment, but he's also a wise motherfucker, so I can see it going either way.
But no inspiration for this roll.
Yep. Okay, straight wisdom save. Oh, that was not supposed to be an advantage, so that's a 10.
I
I rolled poorly.
feel like you could have advantage.
If I do, it's a 13. If not, it's a 10.
Artuk, how does this sound as you let this out?
Oh boy. Artuk was so into this. He was so invested in beating this fucking giant gorilla thing in an arm wrestle. Just he thought this would be fun as fuck. He gives this huge, like roaring. Just have you heard like sounds of a gorilla roar? Like ever either on YouTube or in a zoo or anything? Because they are terrifying. It is guttural. It sounds like if a lion inhaled whatever that opposite of helium is, and then just roared at the top of its fucking lungs as he just yanks one of the forearms of this four-armed gorilla thing and slams it down into the table across from him in one final burst of strength as spores, sort of shoot off of his arm. His arm's like crumbling from all of the extra effort he's exerting in this last burst. And you hear, this roar that's almost, cut off by a deafening slam against the table. And then, almost as though like realizing it as soon as he makes the sound, as the sound echoes once, he hears the echo and realizes how he just fucked up. As soon as it as quickly as the roar began, it's just dead silent afterward. Like a notable silence of oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
You see old Tobin walk out. Well, I thought I was pretty clear, but to be fair, this is a new lesson, and frankly, there needs to be some room for improvement. Oh shit! And you just see from the side, from like the edge of this crater, this massive fucking worm-like creature just rip itself out from the ground. It is real fucking big. And it just, it hovers, it looks around for a second. You don't see any eyes on this thing. It's a little hard to see just based on just the sheer darkness of this creature and against the night. But it emerges from the ground, it looks at you guys, and it just releases back with this kind of sarlacc looking mouth, this same like guttural retch.
Hello, Eric.
Howdy, bud.
Oh my god!
Oh, fuck. Did you sense that there was a fight?
Oh my gosh.
So after no significant delays, we are going to start. So as what you guys have been told was called a canyon maker, emerges just from the ground and just rears its like sarlacc looking face at the party, clearly regarding you and getting ready for a fight. Kezia, your first initiative. What do you do?
I am going to go and run over. Wait, I'm gonna go run over here. Just run over there. And then I'm gonna shoot that bitch. Very simple, very straightforward.
Go ahead.
Cool. Where did my character sheet go? Why did you disappear on me, buddy? Okay, please click. There we go. I'm guessing I don't have sneak attack.
No.
Yeah. I rolled an 11 and it somehow automatically rolled damage even though I'm certain that the 11 doesn't hit.
The 11 doesn't hit as this arrow just kind of it tries to lodge itself, but it just kind of snaps on impact against this surprisingly tough skin of this massive creature.
And I know it probably won't actually make much of a difference, but I'm just gonna go and move over here and just like cower behind the what's it called? I'm certain I can't hide from it, but I'm going to attempt to do so.
Roll stealth.
Okie dokie.
And then Artuk, you are up.
Sure. I am going to, as an ape, realize that I fucked up and, go ahead and try to make up for it as best I can by charging straight fucking at this thing.
Just gonna have this Artuk here in the corner with Kezia for whenever it comes up.
Sure. So I'm going to charge straight at this fucker, and I'm just going to start punching it.
Go ham.
Okay, so first attack. One sec, I have to roll these custom because I don't have a hotkey for Gorilla Punch. 16, does that hit?
Does not hit, or it just impacts against this the skin of this creature and just doesn't seem to have any impact.
And I will punch again. Does a 24 hit?
Yes, sir.
All right. Not that it does crazy amounts, but at least it's our first damage. Sick. That is 6 points of damage to start the combat.
All right. It does not seem particularly impressed.
Nor am I. We're good. That's my turn, frankly.
Okay. So it is going to. You were the source of of this noise anyway. It is going to. So
well, does it know that, or would it be looking for this area?
It doesn't really matter in either case because it punched him.
That's
so
true.
It is going to immediately try to bite you, Artuk.
Sure.
What is your AC?
As an ape, 12.
It does hit with a 15.
Okay.
1 second, I need to get all my dice together.
Oh, that's a terrible thing to hear.
Oh no, I literally just only had a D20 here, so I have to get literally all of them.
When the DM definitely didn't intend to combat.
I'm just so glad like I said this earlier, this guy in particular, I was like, I know at least loosely what he'll be. Well, time to make it canon. Alright. So, that is going to be... Oh, wait. There we go. Oh, 8 point... Oh, no. Sorry for getting your hopes up. That is going to be 14 points of piercing damage.
Ouch, but I'm still an ape.
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, as it is going to attempt to swallow you.
1 dex save coming up. As a giant ape, my dex save would just be a +2. 7.
As this thing emerges, I imagine...
Inspiration for that?
I mean, I don't know if it's a waste of inspiration to... Actually, I'm going to use one of my own inspirations for that. I won't use somebody else's because I don't think it's going to work, but I'll give it one try.
I just kind of want to see what happens.
Well, you're very likely to. 4. Yeah, no. That is being eaten.
I imagine that this thing barely even breaks, like, momentum of... It emerges from the ground, screeches at you. Kezia fires off a quick arrow, and Artuk in his cordyceps gorilla form rushes in and punches. And this thing just begins to... just lets its own gravity just dive straight down. And as it begins to swallow Artuk. Okay. That is at the start of turns. But you are swallowed. You're getting vored, son. Well, we're going to just move that there, actually, just to represent that. And... yeah, it's going to just keep it... It's going to just advance towards the party. With Artuk inside of it. Okay. And then it is going to attempt to make another bite. As it's just going, it just has swallowed Artuk, advances forward, and is going to go for... oh, wait, hold on. I just need to make sure I got that right. It was here. Okay. Yes, it still does have a bit of movement. As it's going to go for... I'm going to say Ode. As it's going to just attempt to make a bite at Ode. Natural 1. It just dives and hits straight into the ground.
Ode was so quiet it didn't actually know where it was.
The Shadow Monk, it just sidestepped it. Alrighty.
She was vomiting, though.
I swear to God, I will kill Morak this session. Alrighty. That's that. Yeah, that'll actually be the end of its turn. Morak, you are up.
Okay. What time of day is it? Like, it doesn't have eyes. It doesn't matter. Of course, the one... it's probably not even day.
I thought it was nighttime.
I have made it extremely clear it was night.
It doesn't matter. I can't use it. You see Morak pull up his shield anyway because he's scared. And I don't know who's behind him. Sonny notices that he has like papers stuck to the back of his shield, and you see him say some orcish words and move his hand, and he's going to summon a shadow blade.
Ah, shit. Ooh. Here we go.
And you see like some Doctor Strange-esque runes summoned from his hand as he does a weird hand gesture, and a large blade just pops out in front of him, and then he grabs it, and it's a long sword. But it also is the way Byron's sword was very like clear, but looked like the cosmos. This one is much more. It looks very similar to that, but it's like a little bit more shaky, if you know what I mean. Like when he moves it, it looks like it's not fully following where his hand's going. It's actually taking some time to get to it.
Okay.
But he's going to, after doing that, I guess I can press the spell button. I'll press it. There we go. He's going to make 2 attacks with the Shadow Blade.
Okay, go ahead.
26, does that hit?
Yes, sir. Most certainly hits.
14 psychic damage.
Well, it instantly does. No. Okay, 14 you said?
Yes, and I'm going to make my second attack. 17, does that hit?
17 does not hit.
Okay. Well, that's his turn.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So you summon that. Okay. Okay. Okay, Byron, you're up.
Byron will fish in his pocket, pop out the Heart of Chaos, kind of pop it up in the air, catch it, and use his unsettling words and say, well, I recommend you spit out my friend there, before putting out his hand, piercing into the fabric of space. You see the space around it begin to warble, and he cranks time around it to slow down as he casts Glow.
What's the save on that? Wisdom save.
Wisdom.
Why?
Also DC 15, and you have to subtract a D8 from it, I believe.
Unsettling words. What's your inspiration?
Yep, a D8.
Okay.
A D8.
Wisdom and minus a D8. You got it. Well, this ain't gonna go well. So it rolled a sum total of an 11. So it is slowed.
Perfect. So it has a -2 to AC dexterity saving throws. Can't use its reaction. It can either use an action or a bonus action, but not both. It can only ever make 1 attack during the turn.
Let me look up one thing.
Slow is such a good spell.
Yes, it is. Me gusta mucho. Either way, that is my turn. I use up everything I've got.
This desert or grassland worm can actually cast slow in a radius around itself, so fuck everyone.
It actually is immune to slow. It casts haste on itself, so it just has a sore tummy. Okay. That is, yeah, it is currently affected by slow. Seeing its newly gorillaed friend, why does this keep turning off? Seeing its new gorillaed friend get eaten, Matcha is going to step up to the plate and is going to just start punching the shit out of this big worm.
Hopefully more effectively than I did.
Let's see.
-2 to AC, so.
-2 to AC. Okay. Keep reminding me of that. I will forget.
I'll say it every time something attacks it.
You know, my expectations aren't too high. I did just beat this gorilla in an arm wrestle. It's got to be worse than me, right? I kid.
You say that.
Oh.
Rolled a 3 and a 4, so both punches it. Wait, no, it's got. Okay, hold on.
Did it just encourage David to give it 4 attacks because it has 4 arms?
Yes, I did. And yet, it rolled a 3, a 4, a 4, and a 5.
No way! What?
All
What are the
4
odds?
strikes punch out with fury and do nothing. Do jack
Wow.
shit.
So
Oh,
proud of you, the champ.
Ode, you are up.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Ode is under the impression that not only was our warning from Tobin that like loud noises would attract something, but that the noises of fighting something small would like bring in something potentially even bigger. So Ode is going to use her key points and her action to cast silence.
Ooh.
And I guess before she does that, she'll be like, "Can't cast spells in this story, guys." But she kind of says it at like a loud whisper, realizing that she doesn't want to shout. And it says 20-foot radius, so I just figured I would want the radius to like kind of encompass the fighting area, and I didn't figure out exactly where it was, so I can do that maybe after my turn. And this is casting a spell, so I was wondering, David, I'm assuming that I couldn't then bonus action cast Shield of Faith.
I
it's like
think that's
casting
2
spell as a
spells, so
point,
that
and
isn't
then-
allowed.
What was that?
I don't think that's allowed because it's 2 spells with spell levels.
Okay, so then she will, let me make sure I take down the key points. She will, bonus action patient defense. So she'll take dodge as a bonus action.
Okay.
And I think she'll just stand there because she's pretty heavily good. And that'll be her turn.
Okay. I also, can you guys see the orb I just put? That's representing where silence is.
Yep, I'm gonna have to keep very good track of that.
I'm gonna change that because, oh, sorry, I keep closing her thing. So, I'm still kind of figuring out shadow step. If I shadow step away from this thing, David, would it get an opportunity attack?
What's the shadow step ability say?
You get the ability to, it's basically teleportation.
No, yeah, it didn't move out. You just suddenly weren't there. So yeah, he wouldn't.
Okay, so I will change that and say I don't use a key point to do patient defense, and I'm going to shadow step, this. Oops.
All right, it uses its Mage Slayer ability to no.
Okay, I'll just shadow step kind of like over here.
It activates its daylight spell to say, fuck you, no shadow step.
Perfect, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Okay, it's going to go. It's gonna go over to the Tortle's turn. Wait, is it the Tortle? Yes, it is. The Tortle looks at all of you with. It's not anger. It's a little bit of disappointment. Like.
Ooh.
That's worse.
I was like just that look of I was pretty clear, but fine. All right. And it's going to pull the glaive from its back and begin to, using the reach, let's move there. Just begin to strike out at this worm. It's going to make some attacks. Okay, that's a 13, 15 base plus mod, and then you lowered the AC, right?
Yeah, -2 to AC.
Okay. Yeah, both of those are going to connect. That is going to be 17 points of damage onto it, courtesy of the Tortle Man, who just starts using its glaive. Eric Glaive, would you like to describe how effectually the glaive is used?
Yes. Okay. So he uses the glaive. Wait. How far? Sorry. Where is he? Is he the guy who looks like
A turtle?
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah. Basically, he uses it to keep beasts at a distance using the point of the glaive at this point. More functioning as a spear, keeping it at a distance. Yeah. I don't. I don't know if you want more than that.
No, that's perfect. It felt wrong to have someone use a glaive and have you not describe it.
Thank you. I appreciate your homage.
Yes, of course. Sonny now has a heart attack though because his consciousness was split.
I knew talking to the the wizard to get that heart was a bad deal.
All right, Lydia is going to. Byron, you're actually next to Lydia, so she emerges from her tent, and you see her like strap on it, like this kind of strange-looking gauntlet. Just kind of aim her. It looks a little bit like the pose Iron Man does when he's firing his arc blaster. So like the open palm just face towards it, and you see this little mechanism underneath her wrist, just this little like click. And just what looks like a ball bearing just erupt out and go towards the Canyon Maker. Canyon Maker is going to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh wait, it's slow.
He has disadvantage on that.
Motherfucker.
Oh, sorry, no, he doesn't have disadvantage. He just has a flat -2 to it.
So that's it fails. I can't nerf slow. That's all you can do.
Pretty much.
All right, Lydia and you see just at the point where those connect, you just see this explosion of just fire as this ball bearing just explodes on impact with this thing. It would have gone there. No, everyone would have been out of its effect as it just takes 12 points of damage. Oh wait, no, not 12. 6. How did I double that? Okay. And that is her turn. Sonny, you are up.
Okay. I'm not quite leveled up. Sorry, I'm working on my invocation. But what I do...
Don't forget you'll have to move out of the aura to be able to cast spells with verbal components.
5, 10... What's the blue ball again?
That is just the center of Ode's silence radius.
Oh, okay. I'm going to move over here. Sorry, can you describe this thing? I wasn't here when this guy was actually described.
It's a massive worm-like creature with like along its edge, it's like kind of grayish to resemble like the terrain, like this gray kind of dirt-colored skin to it that just has this kind of heaviness to it, and it with just a mouth that is like the Sarlacc from Star Wars.
Okay. Did you see my message in Discord?
I don't read.
That's understandable.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So, actually, I'll hold on to that. For now, I'm just going to hit it with just Eldritch Blast. 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
1, 2.
AC is lowered, motherfucker.
By 2. Fucker.
Both shots connect.
Hell yeah. So I kind of steps back to assess the situation. Let's off a couple blasts.
Bop, bop.
Bop to the top.
That's all I got on my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the Canyon Maker is going to use its legendary action to burrow. I also looked up. It is not affected by slow legendary actions, and it is going to burrow with Artuk.
But its movement is still halved.
Noted.
How deep we going?
Yeah. Does burrowing mean he evades opportunity attacks?
No, I'd say for this you would definitely get an opportunity attack. He's moving still. He just is. He added 3D to the environment.
That son of a bitch! He gave us a whole new dimension.
As he goes, I'm going. You see Morak's Shadowblade actually light on fire, and I'm gonna green flame blade.
Oh shit!
I thought that was a bonus action.
Yeah. Isn't that like an action? This is just a reaction. Also, it's a natural 1, so okay, that resolves it. That resolves itself.
Yeah. Can you not? What defines a reaction?
Well, spells that have a reaction as the time. Like, if you green flame bladed before, like, you just get an attack against it.
Yeah, green flame blade's just an evocation cantrip. Casting time 1 action.
This is a reaction, not an action.
So,
If
you
you want,
attack as an action, but you can't attack with a cantrip?
that's correct, unless you take the Warcaster feat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's fine, it was an that one.
Yeah, in any case, the matcha is also going to make an effort. Fuck yeah, it fucking connects. It gets a good punch off.
Hey, we love that.
Mm. Alright, that is going to be 12 points of damage as it just punches and just digs this thing just a little deeper down. Alrighty. And it is below the surface, and you see just like this path of dirt appear behind it, kind of shielding it. And it is going to disappear from the map for a little bit.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Kiazia, you are up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to step on top, gonna try to climb on top of this rock here. Can I do that?
Yeah?
Can I do it, can I do it, without even trying?
Yeah, it's a rock. It'll be fine.
And I'm gonna draw another arrow and just wait, and I'm gonna hold my action of attacking to, shoot as soon as I see it pop up.
Okay.
That's it.
Alright, Artuk.
Okay, so first question is, how much situational awareness does Artuk have? Do I have any idea that I've been dragged underground, or, of anything that's happened, or am I just, fully in the dark with no perception of reality?
Mechanically, you are blinded and restrained. I'll say you definitely don't know you're underground. You could probably surmise that people started fighting this thing, but you're not sure to what extent.
Okay, so I don't know anything except I'm probably being fought with, or I'm in this thing's stomach and it's probably fighting my friends.
Yes.
The other thing is, how deep am I? Am I in this thing's throat or this thing's stomach? How far have I felt myself go?
Not in its... You're working your way down the throat.
Okay, gotcha. So, Artuk is going to drop his cordyceps gorilla shape, and, I'm just gonna briefly, where am I, alright, time to fucking do this. And first off, does that come out of my mouth? Has the burrowing taken us out of the silence radius, or am I silenced?
What's the radius for silence, actually?
20 feet.
Then you are actually still in it, yes.
It's a 20-foot sphere.
Okay, Artuk goes to whisper that, and Artuk has been alright, I'm in this thing's stomach, but it's fucking okay, I know how to get out of this shit, I'm in an okay place, until that moment where anybody who saw him would see a look of actual fear in his eyes as he realizes, fuck, I can't cast anything, and I'm alone in a stomach. At which point I'm gonna scream, but nothing's gonna come out.
Oh no.
And I think in a burst of, fuck, what else can I do? I am going to take out, much as I hate to use this, and wouldn't have done this otherwise, I've been saving this, the single jar of thermite that is left in our party. The one that I've quietly carried this whole time.
Okay. Alright.
And I am going to... I imagine in an explorer's pack I have something with which I could light a jar.
Let's look at the explorer's pack.
Yeah.
I also need to look at the restrained condition.
I know they have... Yeah, that's also very important.
Alright, let's see. Restrained. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attacks have disadvantage. You have okay. It's you can get it out of your pack or your bag or whatever. I imagine.
Okay, I do, and I do have a tinderbox.
All right, I'm probably gonna have you make a sleight of hand check because you're currently in you're not just sitting around the guy who was swallowed by the whale. You're being swallowed actively.
Okay. Oh, then sleight of hand check to see if I can use this tinderbox effectively. Let me roll a sleight of hand. That is going to be a 17.
Yeah, I'll say that works. I'll say you were able to get that going.
Cool. Then I'm going to light this thing, and then I'm going to shove it as far away from me down as I can. I'm going to use my anything that I have, if I can leverage my staff out, I'm gonna shove with that. I'm just gonna kick and shove that thing away from me, down deeper into him, and then I'm gonna sort of try to wriggle up away from it, and that's a whole turn for me.
Okay.
So there's a lit thermite deeper down than me, and that's all that I can do without the ability to speak.
I wish to speak, but whatever it's called.
Scream.
But
Yeah. Yeah, no. Artuk had a moment of true fear as he realized, fuck, I have none of my means to get out of here.
Okay.
All right, there's a lit jar of thermite inside of him. That is
I'm
all.
gonna roll to see when it goes off real quick.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna... Okay. Mixed blessing there. So, this is going to be a bit of a complicated turn. So, Artuk,
Sure.
as a result of being swallowed, you are going to take some acid damage at the start by virtue of being eaten.
Sure, naturally. I expected as much.
Also, are you resistant to acid? That just seems on brand, so I want to make sure.
I am resistant to something. It's either poison or acid. Let me Google it real quick.
Just check on that real quick, because that might be hugely relevant in a second.
That
Yeah.
might be hugely relevant.
That's wonderful to hear. I think it's poison, but I will check. Okay, no, at a later level I get the immunity to being poisoned, but
Okay.
not right now.
You're going to take 17 points of acid damage
Ouch, okay.
at the start of the turn. Then,
Sure.
because of that one, I'm going to say the thermite goes off. Just pretty fucking quick.
Yep.
So, I'm going to just get some more dice here. 1 second. I don't know if this is strictly the rules, but because you had control over it, I'm going to say you can make a dexterity saving throw to try to avoid the effect of the thermite. You have disadvantage because restrained. You might technically autofill, but I'm just going to say you have disadvantage for this.
Alright, a disadvantage dexterity saving throw is an 8 for me.
Okay. Okay. You fail, unfortunately. And you are going to take another 31 points of fire damage as this thing just begins to burn.
I'm in extreme pain. I'm in extreme pain. I'm in extreme pain.
However, let me make the roll for the worm. Yeah, there's a few layers to this. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I imagine it has to make a con save to keep me down.
And
Onions.
it
Layered.
fucking fails. So, just to... how will we go with this? I'm going to say that it moved... It went silent. I'm going to say that it just forcibly reemerges itself right there. Whoops, hold on. Mark, you're just pushed a bit away by the momentum. As it forcibly reemerges itself and just begins to hack out a fucking lung of just active thermite and that. So that was 31 points of damage. This thing immediately just vomits out Artuk onto the ground. How are you looking at this point, Artuk?
Extremely hurt. Immensely hurt. Like the edge of death levels of hurt.
Oh my god.
Could you put a number to that?
Yes, if I in general was a 52, I'd feel like a 4.
Rough times.
Though that being said, this worm does start its turn with a parasitic fungus in its intestinal tract, and as a result, takes 1 point of damage from just
Get him!
Yeah, get him
spores in
clean.
there.
Hell yeah.
I need that.
Minimum roll, but it's
So
okay.
that was the very beginning of its turn.
Yeah.
It is slowed though, so it still gets to make an attack. It felt all of that from Artuk, but it couldn't hear where he landed. I'm gonna have it lash out in 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm gonna roll a D8 to see where it attacks. Byron and Lydia are in 1. Tortle is in 3. Artuk's 5. I think it's pretty easy to figure out.
Yep, gotcha.
I'm so sorry, Adam.
It's okay. You
It
rolled
was
it.
It was a
You rolled it.
5.
Yep, you rolled it. Try again. Or try to hit me. Roll it.
Oh, this hurts. This hurts
Give me
me. It's just gonna lash out with this time not a bite mechanically, but more just flailing its body in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What's your AC, Artuk?
16.
Okay, it misses with a 13. Wow, rolled badly. It only gets the 1 attack because of slow.
Hell yeah.
That was dangerous.
And it was its turn, though. Alright, it's gonna go over to Morik. Morik, you see what looks a little bit like lava leaching now from this thing's mouth?
Wait, it came up. I want to shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it.
Oh, yes, Kezia, go ahead and roll your attack. You have sneak
Alright.
attack because a lot.
I do.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a bunch of adjacent creatures to it.
Good. Good. I would have had advantage, I think. So I'm just gonna.
Go
no,
ahead and
wait,
crit
that's not how that
fish.
works. Wait, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Just because I have sneak attack doesn't mean I have advantage. I get it in sneak attack if I have advantage. There's a difference.
You do hit, however.
Yes.
A lot
And
of
it's
damage.
27.
27 points of damage.
Alrighty. Yeah, that certainly makes an impact against this thing. Okay. Yeah, just this arrow just lodged in its back, and just between like this basically vomiting of liquid thermite, the repeated punches and blasts from everyone in this arrow, this thing is looking rough. Morak, it is your turn.
Okay, after embarrassing himself the last time, not understanding how quickly it takes for his flame blade to actually fire up, he fires it up for real this time, and goes for a green flame blade shot.
Yeah, that'll...
Assuming a 26 hits.
Meets it beats, alright, fine.
I need to figure out how this damage works. Sorry.
No, you're good, this is new stuff. Ken, you are on deck.
I think you
should
can
be
guess what
rolling
rolls
2d8s plus...
Oh, wait.
Yeah, wait, what? There should be a d8 added to this. Should there?
2d8 plus 5 plus 2.
Plus 2, plus a d8 of fire damage.
Okay, roll that d8 then. Aaron.
Plus 4 fire damage. I don't know if the green flame blade would leech off, because that's how since it's a big creature, but I'm assuming not, because typically it leeches off to an adjacent creature.
I don't know how green flame blade works.
Essentially, I can...
Yeah, if you can just put it in the chat, I can tell, but... On a hit, the target suffers, and green flare leaps from a different creature your choice within 5 feet of. Takes fire damage equal to... Wait, as part of this
There's
action...
no extra enemies, you just deal an extra 1d8 of fire damage.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
don't
see,
know how
I see.
big enemies work, because like if there's a creature 5 feet, I always assume it's like 5 feet to the left or right of what you hit. But I think with the normal rules, it would just do the 1d8 extra.
Yeah,
fire.
I think
Yeah.
that's for if there's guys near each other. This is one creature.
Yeah, I didn't know how we wanted to do it since it was so big.
Okay, yeah,
Um, Okay, and then as his bonus action, since he's now a war fighter or whatever, war magic person, he can attack again.
Oh,
with a
shit.
nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit, is that damage doubled, or do you get to double that dice on top of it?
Well, I don't know what the hell.
The plus 3 is the
My
reroll of the
crit
dice.
damage was a 1 and a 2.
Yeah. Oof.
Oof.
So,
You're
Not
also...
green damage.
Oh, green flame blade. Never mind. All right, 19.
yeah, I already did. Okay, and now I'm gonna freaking action surge.
Motherfucker.
And I'm gonna do another Shadow Blade with a 27.
Yep.
And another Shadow Blade with a 21.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Damn.
And you just see him just going to town on this thing. And it's it's very anime-esque where it's like he slashes with the blade and you don't see a cut happen, but then afterwards it just opens up and blood starts going everywhere.
All right, yeah, that barrage tears it for this thing. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
It is going
Wait,
to.
do I have an object interaction? No.
I will note, David, that 1 HP of damage I dealt was dealt not fairly to you. You actually get a Constitution save against that.
Oh, hold on.
You
It
can
fucking
save
fails.
like half a point, but it is
It
rounded
fucking.
up.
I'm rolling so bad for this thing.
The
Except for
save's at
damage.
DC 16.
I'll just eat Artuk and leave. That'll be fine. Yeah, so it fucking failed because it rolled so goddamn low.
Okay, so it does take the 1 damage.
Oh, great. All
And
right.
that kills it. How do you want to do this?
At the end of Morak's turn, this thing, having suffered this barrage of just physical and shadow magic, is going to use its legendary action, which it got back from coming back to its turn, made sure of it, to make a tail stinger attack against you.
Bring it on.
Oof.
That is a 26 to hit.
Okay, meets it beats.
Okay. So, you are going to initially take...
That's
Fucking...
literally. Oh man, I can't even shield it.
I don't think you'd shield
Any
anyway.
heavy armor now.
I think the silence would have kept you from shielding.
That's true.
So you're going to take initially... Yikes. That's 22 points of piercing damage.
Holy shit.
And then I need you to make a con save for me.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
I'm gonna use an inspiration for that one. 18. Okay. You said 21?
21 initially. That 18 con save fails.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh, fuck.
So it's like we didn't even need to make a con save.
Well, I mean, had you gotten a little more. Alright, let's see how much poison damage you take. 8, 11, 12, 16, 18.
That's 39 damage.
Nope, there's more coming. Jesus Christ.
This thing is wild in big hits.
So, hold on, what was the math on that? You took that 18 initially, and then you take 41. You take 41 points of poison damage as this thing basically
Okay,
just
I'm down.
up. What was that?
Down.
Jesus. As this thing just
62 damage
uproots
to a level
itself
7
and
Knock it out, David? What?
I mean, it makes sense, I guess, because it's one creature. It takes one of us down every turn, but can't do anything to the rest. But it's still brutal.
I will also say I rolled exceptionally well for this. But yeah, as this thing just rips itself out from the ground and lashes its back just directly into Morak.
You see Morak just like get hit in the chest, fall over, and the blade just disintegrates. He's on the ground. Unconscious.
Yep. Okay.
1 second. I just need to check one thing real quick. Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
What?
You have relentless endurance.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know,
you
I
do.
was gonna wait until it was a cool thing next round, dude.
I'm sorry. I just... Yikes.
Of course I know that orcs have relentless endurance. It's the one thing I know about D&D.
I don't know, you clearly know how to fucking stab a worm to nigh
I
death.
know 2 things about stabbing worms. I've trained in stabbing worms for years, David.
Fair enough.
Turns out Morak, actually, you see him fall over, the green flame blade go away, well, the shadow blade go away, but then you see him wink at everybody, and it's gonna be fine.
You see the
'Cause I
audience.
have 1 health.
You see the audience swoon. Byron, you are up.
So we're all in a sphere of silence.
Anywhere that's affected.
Yep.
You also saw this thing just absolutely body Morak.
Would a healing word reach
Because of
someone?
God, you saw me wink.
I don't
Would a
think
healing word reach someone in silence?
I don't think so, because they wouldn't hear the word.
I didn't think so. So how fucked up is this thing looking?
Very, extremely so.
It depends on which side you're looking at. One side has a giant gaping hole, and the other side kind of looks fine.
It's also it is fucked up on its tail end, and leaking thermite from its mouth. But of course, its good side still looks perfect.
So he's gonna step out of the sphere of silence, shout to Ode, "Oi, shut down the silence," and you will see just a wave of the celestial magic form around him as he just breathes heavily, and he reaches out his hand, and black lightning begins to crackle around his hands, and he reaches up, and you see more lightning form around 20 feet above the worm, before with a sudden crackle, a fissure through space opens up, and he casts the spell that I accidentally put into the chat before. Gravity Sinkhole.
Fucking bastard, man.
4th level spell. Pulling out the big guns.
A 20-foot sphere. Okay, I'm guessing you make it so it only hits the fucking worm.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
Alright. Hold on.
I hate to say this, but I don't think there's a 20-foot sphere that exists that can't hit anything.
If it's
Well,
taller.
he's putting it in the air, so like.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, so basically it'll get thrown up into the air if it fails this con save.
Oh, let's see. It hasn't been doing great today. Oh wait, it probably should have gotten a roll against slow. Whatever, that won't affect this.
Oh, come on, fucking fail.
It has a massive bonus to con, and yet it rolled a 2. It can kill, but it cannot succeed at anything but kill.
So it takes 25 points of damage and gets pulled to the center of the sphere 20 feet in the air.
It's a save against slow, right?
It is.
It actually got a natural 20 against slow, so it's no longer slowed, but it is now a worm floating in the air.
That took 25 points of damage.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
this
still
thing is
alive?
looking close to done.
Yeah, I was hoping that'd finish it.
Not quite, but my guy.
Because I can't heal anyone. They're in a sphere of silence.
Matcha is not going to be able to do anything because Matcha's a gorilla.
It can throw that fallen tree next to it.
It throws Morak Bite. Let me look up something real quick.
Apes generally have a throwing ability.
Yeah, or there's
I
like a
don't-
big rock.
I don't know if you're basing this anything off of an ape, but apes do have a toss roll,
Oh.
basically.
Fucking good lord, it straight up has one called Rock,
Yep.
which is a very fun name for a ability.
And to clarify, Gravity Sinkhole, it isn't a concentration spell. It just throws it up into the air 20 feet, and then it immediately drops.
Unfortunately, Matcha whiffs again because this is not a good fucking... God damn it.
You're just rolling bad today, David.
Yeah, everything but damage apparently. Jesus.
Yeah, no, your damage has been on par.
Yeah, that's gonna be their turn. Ode, you see the worm. rip itself out from the ground in a torrent of violent fury, and then just lash out at Morak and knock him nearly down, and then be ripped violently into the air as this singularity just forms above it. What would you like to do?
Okay, I would just drop her silence, and I think that's all she might do, because I think it's probably out of her dart range. So, yeah, she'll just kind of stay over here.
Does it take fall damage from the 20 feet of falling?
Did it fall?
Yeah, it's an instantaneous spell. It's not concentration.
Oh. Oh, okay. Ode, by the way, since it fell, you actually, if you wanted to make a dart attack against it, you could. You would have disadvantage, but you could still do it.
Oh, I think in that case she can probably just go hit it, so I'll have her do that.
Then I'm going to roll a save for that. This fucking, thank God. All right, it's saved against falling at the very, wait.
That was just a flat damage.
It also, the number I had for it, I forgot this thing has a minus to fucking goddamn. So it takes the damage. It falls directly back onto the ground. As it failed that save because it has a negative to Dex, I've realized. Well, re-saw again. Ode, you're up and gonna beat the shit out of it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do 4 unarmed strikes. So, it's rolling damage automatically, so.
2 of those
just
connect.
tell me if it's hit.
Yeah, 2 of those connect, the 20 and the 19.
Perfect, that's gonna be 17 points of damage, and that'll be her turn. And I actually have to head out, so, yeah, I feel like you guys have got this from here, hopefully.
Mary, actually, before you head out, how do you want to do this?
Yep.
Hey!
I don't know, maybe someone else could
Alrighty.
get it.
We're just gonna,
Okay.
I'm not giving the glory to NPCs. Sunny!
Sunny, how do I do it? Or do you want me to describe Ode doing it? I can describe Ode doing it.
It's your call.
Yeah, no, Ode, so, she runs up to this thing, which is now completely exposed, lying on the sand. And she, is, running, on, all fours like a cat, sprinting up to it. And then jumps, there's a close-up shot of, her front paws, and then, her claws come out. And she dives and hits the weak spot in its side where the thermite was, and just goes straight in. And there's a wet sound, and this thing starts thrashing around, writhing, and we just hear meaty sounds coming from inside, and blood spurting out of this hole, and then it smacks to one side, and then coils up and smacks to the other side, and everybody's diving out of the way to avoid getting hit. And then it kind of shoots straight up and tries to start going into the ground, and the tail's whipping around in the air, and then it falls down. And then there's a little bit of silence. And then there's a big... The Ode opens up the torso once again and crawls out, falls onto the sand and starts dusting herself off.
It's a little bit of a Guardians 2 vibe to it.
Oh, absolutely.
But yes, with the as you guys finish this off, and as it falls, and Ode enters the worm and destroys it from the inside, this thing kind of shudders and lurches forward just a little bit further, and kind of lands itself on what remains of the fire, and is just kind of sitting there in the midst of the now very affected camp of Lydia and Tobin. But you guys have emerged victorious from this thing.
Quick question: did anyone besides Morak and Artuk get hurt?
No, this thing was good at massively hurting a couple of people.
Okay. Well, either way, he's sprinting over and he'll pump a 3rd level cure wounds into both of you.
We call it an air. special when it's especially good at killing one.
You guys see that trick? That was a old orcish trick right there. Oh, that hurt.
Sonny runs over. Sonny runs over to Artuk and starts casting Spare the Dying.
I appreciate it, but I'm alive. We're good.
And like this kind of green mist comes out. Yeah. Hold on. Just okay. You feeling better?
Just keeps defibrillating him.
Yeah, this is great.
Here, Sonny, I'll handle it, and I'll just put my 4 first levels into him.
How much healing total is this?
Let's see. You took the 12, 9, 7, and 11. Let's say.
Oh boy, that's they're at 39. Wow.
And then
You're at
Morak
40.
took 21.
Wow.
And then I'll put my last healing word of 6 or cure wounds into Morak for another 6 points of healing into him. So he took
I
22
feel-
points of healing.
Significantly better. Thank you.
Yep, that's my job.
Like, I feel fine, but it's like, my chest is still like...
Oh, I got that. And Sonny runs over and casts Spare the Dying on him.
No, it's like, it's fine. It's not...
Here, I'll give you 2nd level. Fuck, there, take another 14.
I think that hurt me.
Look, man, I'm out of spells at this point. You're gonna have to heal yourself.
Fine. I got 2 left. I've got enough spells to go around.
Oh yeah, Morik totally knows healing spells. It's like it's the first thing they teach.
Did anybody see that? I've been working on it for a while. I'm pretty proud of it. Oh God, my head hurts. When I did that totally planned fall back, my head hit this tree. Yeah. Oh.
That was.
Well, that's really. It looked like it sucked, you guys.
Yeah. Artuk, love you, man. You effed up hard there.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
was
say,
really high up
I hope this has clarified what I was saying about not making so much fucking noise.
Hey, don't raise your voice. We just learned that one, Tobin. Yeah, Artuk, I would
this thing
be a little
turn
bit
into good
peeved at you,
stew.
but I feel like you got the worst end of this whole deal.
I mean, you did about equally bad.
Don't worry about me. I was fine.
I cannot apologize sincerely enough. My sincerest apologies. I did not mean to bring a giant monster down on us.
Yeah,
5 minutes after we were told not to.
Yes, and I'm sorry, Tobin and Lytia and Matcha about doing that. We typically do this to people when we first meet them. It's kind of a thing. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. I did want to say, Matcha, because of this whole situation, I feel like you should be declared the champion of this arm wrestling match. We will now call you the Matcha champion, or Machamp for short.
Inspiration.
Okay, I'm going to bed here now. I'm here all week. See you guys soon. Tip your waiters. And I'm gonna go eat some cinnamon rolls. By the fire.
Perhaps we should move.
Mark, you should eat that. I think it's too late.
What was that, Sonny?
Perhaps we should move camps. I mean, just thinking if noise attracts these things, significant amount of noise has been made here, and also, perhaps there are scavengers that would love to get a bite of this thing.
That's
so,
fair.
Yes, I do believe now would be the time to leave.
Hold on just 1 second. 1 second. You see Tobin pull out like this big fucking Bowie knife. I have a hunch this thing will make a good stew, so if you guys could help start packing up the camp, I'm going to get a little something from this.
Sure. The inside's already cooked.
Ah, shit, it's overdone. He just drops the little bit he was cutting off and just says, "Ah, damn it. I'm not gonna get another chance with this. Ah, whatever. Alright, let's get moving."
All right. Hey, you know what? How much do you think this thing weighs?
I would guess maybe like 4 tons.
Yeah, when I pulled the 20 feet out, did we reach the end of the snake? Or of the worm?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about how long then?
It's a thick worm. It's only 8 feet long. It's a chode of a worm, if you will.
Basically, like this. It's like this, but this doesn't make for a good token.
It's 15 feet long, but 30 feet wide, so it's only twice as wide as it is, or long as it is wide.
Wow, that's actually way more disappointing now.
Hey, guys. No, I want you to hear this dialogue real quick.
Wait, before
Man.
we hear this dialogue, I just want to stress, this thing has the dimensions of a Coke can.
He fought the damn caterpillar from Bug's Life, guys. Oh, he just wanted to be a butterfly. Oh my god, what if these things turn into butterflies?
Man.
Or I'm fully terrified right now.
It's damn lucky that this was just one of the baby ones.
Oh, is that what Tobin says?
Yes.
Wait, that was only a baby?
Yep.
How long or big are the adults?
They eat the crab mountain.
No.
Wait.
No, I don't
They're
like that.
2 liter sized.
Tobin, this is really important. Do they operate in a herd format?
Most of the time. Oh, fuck!
We should leave.
Yeah, we get the fuck out.
Tobin starts running with all the speed of a turtle, so he is still he's pretty much moving at like if Kezia was like going for a stroll.
I'm gonna pop Longstrider on him.
He's running still slightly slower than if you weren't trying that hard. He's fundamentally a turtle. Don't worry. We'll make it out of this yet.
We pack up camp and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
As you guys head out, and I think that's a pretty good place to call the session, honestly. You guys actually see Lydia kind of right before you guys like finish heading out, like go over this thing and like attach like what looks again, Byron, similar to what you were looking at before, but like it looks like 8 or 9 ball bearings just attached right, like basically just pressed and like shot directly into this thing's skin. And about 40... Why'd I pick that number? About a minute or 2 after you guys leave, you just start hearing this high-pitched, like... This just high-pitched noise emit from your previous camp. As just whatever these devices were all begin to resonate at once and form this real loud noise that'll hopefully distract anything towards specifically that.
Lydia, what are those? What was the thing you shot out that like exploded?
She kind of shows off her wrist, and you see it kind of looks like the pistol from Assassin's Creed 2, but if the bullet was like a ball bearing. I made this. It's a custom design. I've got a few trinkets I like to use on them. That one I was hoping would be more of a distraction instead of covering our asses, but
sorry.
Say lovey. Kids be kids.
Oh, kids be kids. Wait! We forgot Zeka!